What's going on, guys? My name is Jesse Gonzalez, and you are listening to the Becoming a Firefighter podcast where I video journal my endeavors into the fire academy, the fire service, and beyond. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our very first episode, and we are so happy that you're with us. I'm so happy that you're with me on this journey, and let's go. Let's dive right in. So, why are we here today? We're here to talk about firefighting. I've been doing some deep diving into what the fire service is all about. And like you would probably guess, there are a billion and one things to look at. So, I'm just going to try to simplify it for you. One thing I've found, or lack have not found, has been a podcast documenting the journey of a fire academy, right? So a lot of new recruits are looking at the fire service and going, man, there's so many podcasts out there, so many good ones. Shout out to Faith in the Fire. Shout out to the Shut It Down Boys. There are so many good podcasts that are hilarious and entertaining, but also um, very life giving and motivational. Um, um, the Volley podcast. Shout out to you guys. You guys are great too. Watch you guys as well. But I wanted to document the entire course of a fire academy. I hadn't seen anybody who was currently in a fire academy documenting their experiences, right? So I wanted to provide you guys audio and visual, real time, what's going on, how to overcome some of the obstacles, how to train, how to eat better, how to think better, how to be a leader wherever you are, no matter what age you are, how to lead your peers, how you can lead up in behavior, and how you can lead those younger than you as well by setting an example. So, this is purely going to be a journal, first of all, and something to look back on. Um, this is going to be entertaining at sometimes. You know, Lord knows if I bring in guests. My wife is an ER nurse. Would love to have her in on the podcast as well. And she's absolutely fabulous. A wealth of knowledge over there on her head. So let's start it off. My name is Jesse. Again, nice to meet you guys. I'm 28 years old and I am beginning the Fire Academy at North Collier in T minus 1 month. So here's the reason why. Okay. So my calling into firefighting started maybe in 2002, right? When Hurricane Ian hit Southwest Florida. So when Hurricane Ian hit Southwest Florida, I was on staff at a very large church, and I had been serving there as a volunteer for the past year. I had recently joined staff, um, and maybe I wasn't staff yet. And I recently joined, and Hurricane Ian hit. Right, it was 2022 December or September, whenever it hit, right in that range, and immediately, you know, the place shut down. It was over us for 15 hours. Crazy behemoth of of a hurricane. It was crazy. So if you're from Southwest Florida, you remember this, okay? And my prayers goes out to those who have lost loved ones in that hurricane. So we weather the storm, right? I get out of the flood zone. My house is currently in a flood zone, but where we stayed at was not in a flood zone. So it's the next day, right? The storm has gone and it is absolute chaos everywhere. We go tarp up some family members' roofs, and then my church is mobilizing, right? My church is becoming a hotspot. People are going there to get food. We don't know what's going on. The roads are shut down. There are no lights anywhere, no street lights. Um, you can't figure out if it's like your turn to go or not. So every major intersection becomes a four-way stop. There are electric poles like all over the ground. I mean, transformers blown. It's just miles and miles of poles hitting the ground. The streets became super dangerous, right? There's first responders everywhere. Police are working hazard pay and, sleeping in tents and like a little setup. And then you got your firefighters and your paramedics and your EMTs all working every single day nonstop. I mean, it was a lot, right? Two bridges collapsed to two major islands, two major barrier islands in our area. Two bridges collapsed, so people are stranded on the island. The city and the county governments and the state government worked really hard. DeSantis pushed a lot of. And by the way, this is not a political podcast. It's just what I remember. Just wanted to make that clear. Um, so the state and the country pushed a lot of resources over here. Thank God, right? So our church is mobilizing, right? And really quickly within the week, we became the largest FEMA distributor in Southwest Florida. We had 15 semi trucks coming in daily, hot food, hot like showers for people, water, necessities, hygiene, toiletries, diapers for babies, generators. It looked like a Sam's Club in our sanctuary, right? In our worship center. And this is what really set my heart on fire for this. So the executive pastor and I were riding around. Gas is There are lines to get gas. I mean, we just can't find it anywhere. We have to go up to Port Charlotte, near where we live. And he's on the way, and the executive pastor and the lead pastor and I were on the phone. And we go, man, you know, we need to go we need to go out to the barrier islands and go help these people. They're stranded out there. We can't get to them anymore. So we start calling captains, boat captains that we know. We get a hold of 7 boat captains that are willing to help us out all week long. We all meet up at a local marina, and it's myself and uh, Justin Bush. I'll never forget him. Shout out Justin. Um, so him and I are heading this operation. So we're loading these boat captains up. We got generators, and we got babies, diapers, and we have water and food. And I mean, we are gonna go help these people, right? So first trip out, I'm on a boat. It's got 7 generators on it. Things barely making 20 miles an hour over there. It takes us half an hour to get over there, whereas it should have taken 15, 20 minutes, right? So we go out first day, and I'm the only one that speaks Spanish out of that whole crew, captains, church staff. I'm the only one that's speaking Spanish there, right? So on that island where we went, it was mainly Spanish speaking people. So I'm heading um, this translation operation that we got going on, and I still have a list of 50 names in my phone of all of the people that we gave generators to. I will never, ever forget that. That was such a cool, pivotal moment for me to be out there. Um, so we're going back and forth every day, I think for a week straight. There are other companies, big major companies out here that do marine construction that were out there on their boats that do seawalls, and they were giving out gas to these people, gasoline to be able to move around the island. And we just did this for 7 days straight, 16-hour days, making multiple trips a day. I stayed on the island while Justin went, so he would leave me alone, and I was the only church staff member on the ground at the time, just talking to these people, helping these people, watching these mothers come up to me with their babies in their arms. So you get where I'm going. I mean, it was just beautiful and pivotal. For me to be able to respond in that way, right? And then when I would go back to the mainland, I would see what the church was doing, and I would join in on the meetings and the staff and what they were talking about, and I was just like, wow, this is it, man. This is this is how we do things. Like, I really wanted to be a pastor. I have my degree above, and it's in biblical studies and Christian leadership and ministerial leadership and all those things. Um, and I really wanted to be a pastor for a long time. I mean, I was 50 hours at a church. Most of the time, it was unpaid for the 4 or 5 years that I was there. Just like loving my community and serving it well, and like just taking like high school kids and like walking through high school with them, and middle school kids and walking through middle school with them, and like seeing kids graduate and pouring into their lives and into the men's groups. Like, I was in there, man. And I have no fear of public speaking, so I was constantly like preaching and loving on kids and developing sermon messages and writing and in my studies. So I was deep in it, right? And my community was pouring back into me. They loved me and still do. And shout out to you guys. I love you all. Um, and so I had this idea, right? But when that hurricane hit, something just clicked. Something lit inside of me, really small, but I felt it shift in me. I go, wow. I was driving back on a pontoon from the island, and I go, wow, man. The sun is setting. It's beautiful. It's like bald eagles. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm just like, wow, man. I could really do this for the rest of my life. Something like emergency disaster response. This would be it, right, for me. And so the churches, so fast forward, I do that. I keep serving in the church. Um, and I switch career paths after I graduate. Um, I start into the boat detailing industry, open up my own business, detailing boats and doing things. This is not a plug for my business, by the way. Um, and I'm kind of unhappy in the current moment. I thought I was going to be a pastor, and now I'm doing the boat detailing thing and the wholesaling thing, distribution. Doing good, working my way up through the ranks and positions there, but something was just unfulfilling, right? Um, I had my real estate license prior, so I knew sales, but there's a real big difference from like loving people and pouring into your community than there is like selling people a product. And there's nothing wrong with selling people a product. The reason why we have so many jobs in this world is because of companies who sell people things and like make people's lives better with the products that they purchase and buy, the services. So um, for me, I just knew something was wrong, and I wanted to shift. Right, and my wife goes, "Hey, why don't you talk to this lieutenant that is part of our dance studio parents?" Right, my my wife's mom has owned a dance studio for 40 years, so there's a lot of connections there. She goes, "Why don't you talk to this lieutenant?" And I go, "Yeah, okay, cool." So we talk to him, and he gets going, and he's the lieutenant in North Collier, and he gets me connected with the schooling, right, with the website. And he starts, I start churning, and I go, "Oh, I remember these conversations I would have with my pastors now." My pastor, um, Mac Dwyer, that's my pastor, man. He would always say, um, "If ministry is the hardest thing you will ever do in your life, I always tell my students, go do something else. If you can go do anything else and be happy doing it, go do it. Because ministries and being a pastor is the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life." But when he said that, I would take him literally, and I would think, wow, man, if I could do something, I would be a firefighter. I think that would be really cool. Like, I love being physical. I love helping my community. I love answering to the call of danger, the call of emergency. Someone needs your help. Just it, I love talking to people about Jesus and helping them, and like seeing God work in the lives of others through me, but also through them. Once they realize that there are people who care. So I have this deeper mission, and I thought to myself when I had that conversation with that lieutenant, my wife, I was like, man, I should really do this. So my job was gracious enough to afford me the opportunity to go to EMT school, which right now, as of this recording, I'd I will have taken my um, national exam, my NREMT national EMT exam. So as of right now, it's coming up this Friday. I mean, it's Sunday the 17th. It's coming up this following Friday. So by the time I drop this that test will have been taken. So I'll let you guys know the results in the next episode. But yeah, so my job afforded me the opportunity, and I passed. So we took the 2 days a week. It was all day Tuesday and all day Friday. FSW, phenomenal program. I'm gonna drop his name, Michael McSheehy, Professor Michael. You are legit, brother. You're the man, bro. And I've told you so many times, you are the man. Like, we love you. Our class was better because of you. Thank you. Um, that whole staff over there at the FSW Allied Health departments, from the director all the way down, you guys rock. I mean, you are true professionals. So if you're a student and you're in my area, take take the opportunity and go to FSW. I cannot, as a professional, I cannot recommend it more. They know what they're doing, both paramedic and EMT levels. Um, so I just finished on the 30th of April and taking our final exam. So why North Collier? One, the connections, right? Did a ride along with them. The ride along was stupendous. Okay. So stupendous. It was my first time. My wife was like, you should probably go ride along, see what it's really all about, see if you can deal with the pace. And so I went on a Saturday. It was great. It was kind of like their off, chill day. Um, we ran some simple BLS calls. The med unit wasn't up yet, so we weren't running like an ALS or BLS ambulance yet. It was just a ladder truck responding along with North Collier EMS. So we were going, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. We're going in like nursing homes and assisted living facilities and helping out the elderly. Taking simple vitals, blood pressure, SpO2, blood glucose, things like that. Um, I was a civilian right along, so I couldn't do any of that. But I was like, yeah, this is nice, And then the camaraderie was one of the things that stood out to me. So I realized really quickly, like the guys had this intense bond together, and everyone was so helpful, so nice, and young. Where I went, the station that I went, everyone was so young. And I actually knew one of the firefighters from church, which was really cool. So that was a good first step. Then EMT school rolls around, and I go, oh man, this is sick. Like getting to see Takosubes inside of the cath lab and getting to do compressions inside of the cath lab on an individual. And then he got ROSC. So he was, able to get resuscitate random perfusion back. Not random, but he was able to start perfusing again. So that was really cool, getting to help out with psych patients and get more hands on, do IV lines. Don't tell anybody I said that, but getting to put some lines in and help out. CNAs, you guys were phenomenal. Like I said, my wife works at a local hospital, so getting to see her, getting to see the EMTs and paramedics on the road that I kind of knew already. You guys are awesome. And getting to gain a new respect for healthcare was actually huge, and stepping foot into my wife's workplace for a day to put myself in her shoes, because there's no bring your husband to work day. I wish there was, bring your wife or husband to work day so they could see how hard you work, right? But so getting to step in, I really got a real respect for what my wife does. And, I hope she watches this back and hears that, because I really do have like a real respect for nurses and CNAs and doctors and everyone, physicians, everyone, charge nurses. So that was really cool. Getting to work 24-hour shifts on those ride-alongs. Again, unpaid, it was fine. Like I didn't care. I'd done this before. I'd worked like 5 years, 60 hours a week, almost all of them unpaid at a church. Like I love serving my community, and I get to do this. This is an opportunity. If you're watching this and you're thinking about taking this step, remember what I just said. This is an opportunity. You get to do this. Just because you're young you're fit or you're smart, you're bright, you're intelligent, this is not a this is a God-given opportunity that you get to serve your community. There's no other way to say that. They can have anyone else, but you got the chance to do this. So you take this serious and do your very best to uphold the standards of care, the procedures, and the way and calling of a first responder. Remember that. So, the reason why I'm recording this is to keep a journal, keep a log, and help inspire, help educate, help connect with other aspiring and current and past first responders. This is all for you guys. It's also a way for me to decompress from the week, take care of myself, my mental health, my physical health, just keep myself in check. Remember that there are other people out here going through the same things, and allow myself the opportunity to offload and, like I said, decompress from the week, and also give you guys an insight into what it takes mentally, physically, every aspect, right? Um, what's my fear and excitement? What's my fear and excitement with starting the podcast? So, never done it. Right now, you're looking at my spare bedroom. We're hanging out, barely any room for a desk. Like, it's just my first go around. Never, never done anything like this before, besides like public speaking and maybe coaching, like CrossFit, large group classes, things like that. But as far as uploading something on social media and YouTube and Spotify and things like that, no. Um, I'm just a kid from Cuba who's lucky enough to have a wife whose TikTok is blowing up, and I just using her equipment and wanted to document something. I'm a huge sucker for nostalgia and like memories. There's a box in my closet right behind us that's like full of pictures. There's probably like 10,000 pictures in there printed out. Um, that's me, man. I just want a record for this, and I want you guys to be able to experience something new and different that isn't out there on social media yet. Somebody telling their story about their fire journey. So my excitement for starting school, yeah, I'm super excited. I've been training for the past year. When that lieutenant at North Collier told me, hey, start running, start doing push-ups, start doing pull-ups, start doing sit-ups, I was like, all right, bet. I got my weighted vest, 40 pounds, Wolf Tactical, shout out Wolf Tactical, great vest, bulletproof plates, 40 pounds. I'm running up and down 16 flights of stairs in the morning. Like, when he told me this, I think it was uh, maybe like September last year. I mean, that was hard to get started, but I got started. My wife for Christmas bought me like a little 12-pound vest. I started jogging and running with that. I was trash, dude. I was a football player in high school, but that sprints, like long distance, trash. So running, I mean, I just have a strip right behind my house, literally at the corner with palm trees everywhere. It's gorgeous. It's 1.5 miles down, 1.5 miles back, 3 miles. Perfect. Like, I run that now, no problem. Um, I run with my dog sometimes. I got an Australian doodle. He's the best. And like push ups and sit ups. I work out at a local gym, and, got little free weights up to 50, dumbbells. Got a like just do my hypertrophy stuff there. Quit CrossFit a while ago. Was getting hard on the body and the brain, but definitely gonna be able to do that again. So my excitement is I'm fit, dude. I'm ready. I dropped 20 pounds since January. I was at 209, almost 210. I weighed myself the other day, 190, 190.4. Boy, get off me. Dude, like, so happy about the discipline that this has brought into my life. Really excited to be able to have some of that discipline and have that born in me, because like lifelong athlete, I want to be one, and I want to continue to be an athlete. And so having a job where I can really exercise a strength of mine, no pun intended, is just like phenomenal. Can't wait. Um, my excitement, um, my any fears, if man, I'm gonna be honest, like, no, I feel really confident. I know it's paramilitary style. Sir, yes, sir. Ma'am, no, ma'am. Clean shaven face. My wife hates this, by the way. Um, she prefers I have a mustache only. I do grow facial hair. I just chop it all off. Um, I like the clean shaven look. I haven't been this way since freshman year in high school. So 10 years, 15 years. But I love it. Um, any fears? I think the paramilitary style will be a little bit difficult to adjust to, but I'm 28 now. Listen, if I was 18 or 19, going into this, I would have been a hot mess. I would have been kicked out for sure. I wouldn't have taken it serious. I wouldn't have seen it as a glorious opportunity to join the ranks of one of the most elite and coveted and sought after professions in the world, firefighting. For both men and women who want to do this is a privilege, right? So now that I'm older with a wife, no kids, uh, probably won't have kids for another year, but you know, got bills to pay, things to do. Like insurance is expensive up in here, so like we got things to pay. You know what I'm saying? So there are different levels to this, right? And so I think that would be another encouragement for the younger generation. If you have an opportunity, whether you're going into welding, my brother's going into the Air Force or not the Air Force, the Coast Guard. Sorry, Marco, the Coast Guard. If you're going into any profession, you're going into real estate after school, or you're going into college, like be different. You have something in you that's different. I don't care who you are, whether you were homeschooled your whole life, whether you were super popular, whether you were into your academics a lot and you were IB and you got your IB diploma, like whoever you are, whatever it is that you do, if you want to be a dance instructor, if you want to own a studio one day, no matter what you have inside of you is special. Take it serious. Don't let the world influence you. Be in the world and be different than it. Be who you are and cultivate who you are. Cultivate your love, your kindness, your gentleness, your faithfulness, your goodness, your patience. Cultivate the important things, the things that hold you like an anchor when life gets tough. For an 18 and 19-year-old, I've been where you've been. It can get tough, man. It really can. And changing professions can get tough. Figuring yourself out and who you are and dealing with your your brain as it's growing and expanding as you continue learning past high school and continue developing, whether you have kids early on or whether you get married very early on. Life is going to throw a lot of things at you. There are people here to help you, but cultivate the important things. Your values, your principles, your morals. The world's not going to tell you that. I hope you listen. So that's one of my excitements is and fears, I guess you would say. One of my fears is the paramilitary structure. Um, what I hope it becomes a proving ground. I've done difficult things before, but I hope it becomes a proving ground. Another step forward, another opportunity to tell a story to someone else. Hey, I've been through this, but God got me here, right? So, by the way, if you can't tell, yes, I love Jesus. I met him in a jail cell when I was 20 years old, um, and I love him. He's changed my life. This isn't a religious podcast. It is a journal, audio journal. I've said it, but you will hear me periodically refer to my faith. I accept and love and welcome everybody, no matter what you believe in. You can ask any of my friends if I ever bring them on a podcast here. You can drop it in the comments below, but I'm not here to push any religious agenda, any religious beliefs. I just speak from what I know and what I've experienced, what I've tasted, what I've seen, and where I've been, what God got me through, and where He has me now. So again, this isn't a religious push. I love Jesus. He loves me, dedicated child of God. And if we can be cool with that, I'm cool with whatever you believe. God loves you just the same. So if we're cool with that, let's keep pushing. What I hope it becomes is is a career. But that sounds so, simple when you say like a career. I guess what I hope it becomes is an opportunity to like find some not self-worth, but find some purpose in life. Give my life some meaning, you know? And I know I have inherent value and inherent meaning and that there's purpose. I really truly believe my purpose is to tell people about Jesus and help them discover who God created them to be. Excuse me. Excuse me. But I hope that it becomes like a way to leave a legacy. more importantly. As I get older, I want to be able to have something to hand off to my children one day, Lord willing, and be able to give them something that they can say, wow, my dad did that. This is who my dad was. And I may not want to be exactly like him, but this is who my dad was. And there's a lot of good things that I can take. Because one of the things I've learned is usually remember how people treated you and who they were towards you more than what they ever gave you, as far as physical things and gifts and things like that. Um, at least that's how it is for me. So quite simply, that's what it is. I hope that this journey of the Fire Academy becomes something spectacular. That I get to push my brothers. Some of them from EMT school are coming. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Um, I hope I get to push my brothers. I hope I get to lift them up, encourage them, drag them if they're dragging butt behind me, like on a run or something. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, should have trained for this. Like, they're probably so sick and tired of hearing me tell them to train, dude. But it's true, man. Like, I just want to be there for my brothers and sisters and push them up. Like, I'd rather them get the glory and I'd rather them get the praise and the honor. I'd rather them than me, just because, like, dude, there's nothing better than pushing other people up. And I fall short. I'm not perfect. Like, I want for myself too, but there's just something about like noticing people and going, dang, dude, like, life has something really special for you, and I want to be a part of you achieving what I know is God, but what God has for you. I want you to be able to achieve everything that the Lord has for you. So I push my guys from that perspective. Like, you're better, do better, you got this, get back up. Life is throwing hell at you. Get back up. I got you. That's what being a man, a brother, a sister, like, that's what it's about, pushing other people. So I can't wait to see people older than me, younger than me. Like, I'm already looking at some of the names in my course, and I'm going like, man, I can't wait to meet you. I hope the Lord blesses you. I hope I like pray over you. I love you. Like, I can't wait to see you and get to shake your hand and call you a brother or sister, like, in the service. I can't wait. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. 28-year-old kid from Cuba. Just lucky to be here. Can't wait to see what the fire service brings. Guys, tune in for the next episode. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. I'll be releasing these weekly is the plan. Filming in advance. If you have any ideas of what I should talk about, if there's anything, comments, questions, concerns, drop them in the comments on Spotify or on YouTube. Let this be a platform for you guys to be able to connect with each other and talk. If there's something you want me to talk about, let me know. Super open to it. I don't have any social media, so good luck trying to find me because I'm not on anything. If you want to communicate with me, you can communicate with me directly through the comments. I'm more than happy to answer any questions or shout you out or whatever it is, right? Um, yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to Becoming a Firefighter. I'll see you on the next one.